It was the kind of evening where the sky hung heavy with rain that never quite fell. In a quiet neighborhood outside Austin, Texas, a woman named Marlene Reyes stood on the curb with a reusable grocery bag pressed against her hip, a warm rotisserie chicken, 2 cans of soup, and a loaf of honey wheat bread inside. She wore a faded windbreaker, her favorite sneakers, and a pair of reading glasses still perched on her head from her last stop at the pharmacy. She reached for the doorknob of the house she'd called home for nearly 2 decades. But the key didn't work. She paused, tried again. Twisted slow, fast, even upside down. Still nothing. Then she saw it, the lock had been changed. She knocked, first gently, then harder. On the 3rd try, the door opened a few inches. A young woman appeared, her makeup too perfect for someone claiming to be caught off guard. "Oh. You weren't supposed to be back till later." Marlene blinked. "Why can't I open the door?" The woman hesitated. Her name was Kayla, her son Jonah's fiancée. "Jonah was supposed to talk to you about that." "About what?" You don't live here anymore." The words crashed down like a concrete wall. Marlene's fingers tightened around the grocery bag. "What did you just say?" Kayla gave a nervous smile, one Marlene had seen before, the smile people wear when they're about to ruin your life but don't want to feel guilty doing it. "Jonah said you agreed to sign the house over. Remember those forms at the table a few weeks ago?" Marlene's heart sank. She remembered the papers, the quick explanations, Jonah brushing off her questions like lint from a coat. "Just financial stuff, Ma," he said. To keep things clean. She had trusted him, her only child. The door shut again. Kayla vanished without another word. And Marlene Reyes, the woman who had raised a boy who wasn't even hers by blood, stood outside her own home with nothing but a warm chicken and a pit opening in her chest. That night, she didn't go back. She drove around aimlessly before parking by a gas station that reeked of oil and dust. She didn't cry. She just stared through the windshield and tried to remember when exactly Jonah stopped being her little boy and became someone else entirely. Long before he was signing deeds behind her back, Jonah had been just a scared, sick toddler dropped off at the ER in Lubbock by a foster mother who didn't even leave a name. Marlene, a nurse on her 3rd double shift that week, had been the one to carry him into pediatrics. He clung to her lab coat like it was the last safe thing in the world. 2 weeks later, she filed for emergency guardianship. 6 months after that, he was Jonah Reyes. Everyone told her not to do it. She was single, Latina, past 40. "You really want to take on a kid who's been through the system?" they asked. "I'm not saving the system," she said. "Just this boy." She gave Jonah everything: tutors, inhalers, packed lunches with handwritten notes. She worked overnight shifts just to afford piano lessons. And she never once missed a school event. Not one. But something shifted when he hit high school. He grew quiet. Distant. By college, visits became rare. She always kept his room ready. Just in case. Then, after her husband Marco died, Jonah started visiting more. At first, it felt like healing. He helped mow the lawn, showed up with Kayla and called her Mama again. Marlene thought they were rebuilding something. She didn't realize he was just laying the groundwork to take everything. What Jonah didn't know, what he never thought to ask, was that Marlene had secrets of her own. After Marco's death from a botched surgery, Marlene sued the hospital for malpractice. She won $7.8 million. Quietly. She'd moved the money into trusts under her maiden name. Not out of mistrust, but instinct. Because money changes people. The next morning, Marlene walked into a bank with swollen feet and a heart hollowed out by betrayal. The balance in her secret account hadn't changed. Jonah never knew it existed. He had stolen her house, but not her power. She checked into a dusty roadside motel on Route 71, paid in cash. She sat on a creaky bed and opened an old notebook full of prayers and phone numbers. On the last page was a name she hadn't looked at in years. Teddy Lane. A retired paralegal who once helped her settle a landlord dispute over broken plumbing. She called. No answer. She tried another number. Rick Delgado. Marco's childhood friend. Ex-attorney. Widowed. Gruff. Brilliant. He picked up on the third ring. This better be Jesus or trouble. It's both, she said. It's Marlene. A pause. Then, where are you? They met the next morning at a diner that hadn't changed since the 70s. Rick ordered coffee. No cream. No sugar. Tell me everything, he said. She did. From the day Jonah brought those papers to the moment the locks changed. When she finished, Rick leaned back. He tricked you. But he's about to learn a lesson. Marlene shook her head. I don't want revenge. I just want my home. My dignity. Rick smiled. Then let's take it back, piece by piece. They got to work. Pulled records. Reviewed signatures. Rick found multiple legal errors in the document Jonah had rushed her to sign. Fraudulent transfer, he said. We can challenge it. Marlene hadn't slept in days, but that night, for the first time in weeks, she closed her eyes and didn't dream of betrayal. She dreamt of fire. Because what Jonah didn't understand, what he never would, is that you can strip a woman of her furniture, her front door, even her name on a title. But you cannot take her spirit unless she gives it away. And Marlene Reyes wasn't giving away anything else. Not anymore.